What's up guys, my name's Tom and welcome back to the FPL Centre. Time for the Game Week 18 fixture breakdown, and as always we'll run through the key upcoming fixtures from an FPL perspective and try to identify who could be in line to benefit from some of the more glaring opposition weaknesses. We'll also take a quick look at my team selection as it stands heading into the weekend, and it's crazy to think that we're almost halfway through the season now with the new year just around the corner as well, so let me know in the comments what your overall rank is right now and how you think your season has gone so far. If you like the content I'm doing here on both FPL and the Fantasy Champions League game, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and get yourself subscribed if you're not already. Hit that notification bell as well so you know when the latest video drops. But yeah, let's get straight into it. First up, we'll take a look at the Friday night game where Wolves host Liverpool at Molineux, with the home side coming into this one on the back of 3 straight wins, including the impressive 2-1 win over Chelsea in Game Week 15. Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool team remain unbeaten so far this season though, and we'll be confident that they can continue that run here. No team has created more big chances than the 19 Liverpool have managed over the last 6 game weeks, and they also rank best in the league for generating shots in the box over that period too. What's particularly impressive is the rate at which Liverpool have been creating chances, with 1 every 5.1 minutes. That's over a minute per chance better than anyone else in the league. Wolves are in the middle of the pack when it comes to creating big chances, with 10 over the last 6 game weeks, but they have only recorded the 5th fewest shots in the box, indicating that they are a bottom half attacking unit that struggles to get shots on goal from good positions. And they may continue to struggle in that regard during this matchup, as Liverpool's defence is pretty solid, having conceded 8 big chances over the last 6, the joint 5th fewest in the league there, and no team has allowed fewer shots in the box to be taken against them than Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp's side also rank best in the league for defending against aerial balls and set pieces, having given up the fewest attempts on goal from those scenarios too. The team who has given up the fewest big chances over that period though is Wolves, who have remarkably only allowed 3 big chances to be created against them over the last 6 game weeks. They have also allowed the 9th fewest shots in the box, indicating that they are a good defensive unit that could frustrate the visitors for long periods here. Wolves tend to concede the most crosses from the right wing, which would be good news for Trent Alexander-Arnold if he was fit to play, but in his absence James Milner could be in line to benefit if he continues to fill in at right back, as an assist could be on the cards for whoever is delivering crosses from that side. Wolves also concede the majority of chances on that right wing too, meaning that Mohamed Salah or Xherdan Shaqiri could find themselves on the score sheet depending on who finds themselves lining up more towards that right flank. And my score prediction here is Wolves 1, Liverpool 2. Next up is the Saturday lunchtime kickoff where Arsenal welcome Burnley to the Emirates, as Sean Dyche's side returned to North London following their bus parking exploits at Wembley last week that saw them line up with a back 5 and almost steal a point at Spurs until Christian Eriksen found the back of the net in the dying stages of the game. Over the last 6 game weeks, Arsenal have created the joint 3rd most big chances, tied with West Ham on 16, ahead of both Spurs and Chelsea. They also rank joint 3rd for generating shots from inside the opposition area, with only Liverpool and Man City managing to record more. Burnley on the other hand have only managed to create 6 big chances over the same period, that's the joint 2nd fewest in the league, and only Huddersfield have created fewer. Burnley have also recorded the 2nd fewest shots in the box over the last 6, indicating that they are statistically one of the worst attacking sides in the league. Defensively, Arsenal have done well of late when it comes to preventing big chances and shots in the box, as they've allowed the joint 5th fewest big chances to be created against them, with 8, the same number as Liverpool have allowed over the last 6 game weeks. Unai Emery's men have also allowed the 2nd fewest shots in the box to be taken from inside their penalty area, with a better record there than Man City and Chelsea over that period. Burnley may find some hope in the fact that despite these promising stats, Arsenal continue to be their own worst enemy, having committed 4 errors that have led directly to a goal in the last 6 Premier League matches, more than any other side in the league. The Clarets meanwhile have allowed the joint 3rd most big chances to be created against them, with 14 over the last 6 game weeks, and they continue to concede more shots in the box than anyone else, meaning that despite their efforts against Spurs last week, Burnley should still be considered as probably the weakest defensive unit in the league. Burnley concede a lot of crosses from both wings, but in particular the left wing tends to be the biggest weakness, so Kolasinac could definitely be in line to benefit with an attacking return due to his tendency to get forward on that side of the pitch, as long as he's fit enough to start of course. The Clarets concede the majority of chances on the right wing and in central areas, meaning that whoever starts up front out of Aubameyang and Lacazette could definitely take advantage here, as well as the likes of Bellerin, who likes to get forward a lot on the right wing, driving into the box and shooting when the opportunity presents itself too. And my score prediction for this one is Arsenal 3, Burnley 1. Next up we'll take a quick look at the game between Manchester City and Crystal Palace at the Etihad on Saturday. Pep Guardiola's side come into this one as strong favourites as they battle it out with Liverpool at the top of the table, And over the last 6 game weeks, City ranks second for both chances created and shots in the box, with only Liverpool producing more in both categories there, and all 15 of City's goals in that period have been scored from inside the opposition penalty area. Palace are tied with Burnley for joint second fewest big chances created over that same stretch of games, although they have produced a decent number of shots in the box, ranking in the top half of the league there ahead of the likes of Chelsea and Everton in recent weeks. Defensively, City have been more prone than usual to giving up big chances, as they've allowed 10 to be created against them over the last 6 Premier League matches, but they are still doing a good job of preventing shots in the box being taken against them, as they've allowed the third fewest, with only Liverpool and Arsenal doing a better job. Palace have actually done better than City over that period when it comes to preventing big chances, as they are tied with Liverpool and Arsenal on 8 big chances conceded, the joint 5th fewest in the league. Roy Hodgson's side have also done quite well at preventing shots in the box, giving up the 8th fewest over the last 6 game weeks, meaning that they rank as a better defensive unit than Wolves. Palace tend to concede the majority of crosses from the left wing, meaning that another Leroy Sané assist is pretty likely there. The majority of chances Palace give up tend to fall towards the right wing though, indicating that whoever starts on that side between Raheem Sterling and Riyad Mahrez could very well be the one most likely to get on the score sheet, which isn't that surprising when you consider how attacking Patrick Van Aanholt likes to be. My score prediction here is Man City 3, Palace 0. Finally, we'll take a look at the game on Sunday where Everton host Spurs at Goodison Park, as Spurs begin a brutal run that sees them play 4 games in 9 days, so you have to imagine there will be some rotation taking place to keep players fit during that spell. Over the last 6 game weeks, Spurs have created 14 big chances, the joint 4th highest amount in the league, with 1 more than Chelsea have managed over that same period. Spurs also rank joint 3rd alongside Arsenal and West Ham when it comes to generating shots in the box, with only Liverpool and Man City producing more than the 50 Spurs have recorded in recent weeks. Everton meanwhile have created 17 big chances over that same stretch of games, that's 3 more than Spurs, and the Toffees are tied with Man City there for the joint 2nd most in the league. They aren't quite as good at generating shots in the box though, with 47 compared to the 50 Spurs have managed, although these are still very similar numbers and both teams are obviously very dangerous going forward. Defensively, Spurs have allowed the 6th fewest big chances to be created against them, with 9, and that's 1 less than Man City have allowed, and just 1 more than Liverpool over the last 6 game weeks. Pochettino's men are giving up the 8th most shots in the box over that period though, indicating that they are a good but not great defensive side. Everton had been considered a potentially strong defensive unit not too long ago, but over the last 6 game weeks they've managed to allow the 2nd most big chances to be created against them, as well as the 7th most shots in the box, meaning that they rank as one of the worst defensive units in recent weeks, although it should be noted that they have faced both Liverpool and Man City during that spell. Everton concede the majority of crosses from the left wing, meaning that this one could be a game for Ben Davies or Danny Rose to shine rather than Kieran Trippier on the opposite flank, although of course Spurs do heavily favour the right wing when attacking, so whether they take advantage of that perceived weakness by attacking more down the left in this one is not guaranteed. The majority of chances Everton concede tend to come on the wings as well, indicating this one could be more favourable for the likes of Son and Lucas Moura when it comes to getting on the score sheet. In fact, out of all Premier League teams this season, Everton have conceded the 5th fewest chances in central areas, so Harry Kane will need to be at his very best to get something against the strongest part of the Everton defence. My prediction for this one is Everton 1, Spurs 1. So this is the team selection as it stands. I'm at 44k in overall rank right now, following 3 consecutive red arrows, so hoping for a big green one here this week, as 9 of my starting 11 find themselves in home games against favourable opposition there, meaning that I also get to roll the free transfer for the first time in a while. Fabianski will continue to start between the sticks for me, with his recent performances being particularly impressive, and the decision is made even easier this week by the fact that Patricio faces Liverpool. In defence, we'll line up with 3 at the back, as Alonso, Kolasinac and Dean all have home fixtures in Game Week 18, and only Dean out of those 3 faces a relatively tough fixture. Matt Doherty and Aaron Wan-Bissaka both have extremely tough matchups and find themselves on the bench as a result. In midfield, we have great fixtures across the board, with Raheem Sterling at home to Palace, Anthony Martial away to Cardiff, Felipe Anderson at home to Watford and David Brooks at home to Brighton. So as long as they all start, there should be some points there. Højbjerg will once again take his spot as our first bench option. And up front it's Callum Wilson, Harry Kane and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who have all underwhelmed over the past 2 game weeks, so I'm praying to the FPL gods for an explosion of points this week, or I may need to implement a mini wildcard ahead of Game Week 19 to make some big changes. The captaincy is currently on Sterling, as I think he's had plenty of rest lately, and he has a fantastic record at home versus non-top 6 opposition. The only other captaincy candidate that I'm tempted by this week is Aubameyang, but seeing how Burnley parked the bus against Spurs last week, combined with the fact that Aubameyang played in the Cup midweek, leads me to think that Sterling is probably the better option, all things considered. Make sure you do follow me on Twitter though, at FPL Centre, if you want to keep up with any changes I make to the team before the deadline. So there we go guys, if you liked the video give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to keep up with what I'm doing here at the FPL Centre, and make sure to hit that notification bell as well when you do subscribe so you know when the latest video drops. Remember to let me know in the comments what your overall rank is right now and how you think your season has gone so far. But yeah, good luck in Game Week 18 guys, that's all from me today, so thanks for watching.